Hey everyone, just wanted to do a quick video and oh, my brain is fried. I don't know if everyone else or anyone else feels like that. It's kind of like the cart before the horse, the chicken before the egg, and or the egg before the chicken. I tell you something, I mean, driving me nuts. So what is it that's driven me nuts in one way is creating a workflow. And um, I don't know if anyone else uses shortcuts and stuff, but I'm starting to love to use shortcuts. And in things like in my browser, I've got loads of tabs open and everything, and links, bookmarks, and so on. But I've got a Loupedeck, and so the Loupedeck's just brilliant when you get your head round how it's configured and then how to configure it. So we have these workspaces, and it's kind of brought me on to why I'm doing this video. It's just like in a way mindset and structure and workflow. So I've not built any funnels yet. I've not even copied the first one fully yet. So but while I were doing the copying, I was looking, and when you're searching on Font Ninja, for instance, and you're copying over, the one thing which drove me nuts, and that was that it would show the weight like 100, 200, 300, 600, and so on. And then we'd go into ClickFunnels and it would not show the weight unless there's a part I'm missing. It would actually show thin, light, extra bold, bold, semi bold, and so on. And I'm like, well, what weight is bold? What weight is thin? So it took me round the loop of, right, okay, I need to find that out. So I found that out, and then I'm like, okay, I want to create a button where I can press it and it will then just populate. Or I can look at my little screen and it says 100 is thin, 200 is this, 200 is extra thin, and so on, or light, and so on. I can't remember them all now. So that then took me down to another thing of, okay, I need to design this now because I want my buttons to look good. I want to be able to read it, but it also look good. Because what I've kind of found is that one thing which has stuck with me is what Tony Robbins says, and that is, okay, if you've got something you're challenged with and you're trying to do and it's difficult, or it's even something just ahead, like, oh, I've got to check all my emails, or I've got to call all these, or I've got to this or that. Instead of saying I've got to this or that, just say there's something come up or it's coming up, and then you just say to yourself, okay, how can I do that and enjoy the process? So, how can I do that and enjoy the process? And that just reframes yourself to want to do it. So that's where I got with, okay, how can I do all these funnels and do all these steps, but make them quicker and make it easier? So the initial part takes a bit of time, but then once you've got that, it's like, okay, I just press one button, boom, it's there. For instance, the search, going on to searching code on a web page, I press one button now. I don't have to go up into this, click here, click there, then scroll down. But not only press one button, I'll press one button to open the view source code, and then I'll press another button to open Command F or Control F, find, and then I'll press another button for saying type in it, which will type in background URL. And as soon as I do that 3 times, bang, 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 and I've got it all there. So it's just like made me go, okay, that's one area I've done now. Perfect. And also I've got different font finders. So I found another good one. Barnum's really cool with some assets because it's got nice big buttons where you can roll your mouse over and copy. So now I've got a shortcut for opening Barnum. So I'm on the web page, it's like, oh, okay, open Barnum. I don't need to go up to the extensions. Just look on my little Loupedeck, press little Barnum's head. Boom, okay, Barnum's running, click, click, click. And now my next thing is, okay, I've opened that. How do I close that? So that's the next thing, you know. And most of the programs and things, Command W, for instance, so close a web page, for instance, but it'll keep the other ones open. And Command Q will close a program. So it's little things like opening, doing, and closing. You know, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's so. I hope that kind of helps people. I'm going to probably do a full video on using a Loupedeck or a Stream Deck. I've had the idea of having a few Loupedeck set up, you know, for specific tasks and click, click, click. But to get to that stage, I need to know the tasks and do the tasks. And it's similar to the funnels. But it'll be interesting to see where we go from here. Quick video, just I kept off of Facebook for ages. I was sick of randoms and so on. But let me show you one thing which Greg mentioned, and I did not think about this. I didn't realize it. So clicking here in the search field and then seeing what problems are coming up. Let's just see if we've got help. It should search through people who put like help, I need this, or whatever keywords you want to use. You know, like somebody may be saying, you know, they might have been on bronze and struggling, so you could type in the word struggling or something, and it'll bring a list up like we've got here. So in prime movers, saw this movement, and then we've got help there. Okay, so it's brought these up, so it's filtered them out. And let's have a look. Paid help wanted. So pretty interesting that we've got a post there. I just realized this is a post, but it's text. So when you actually click on things like this, it means that it's textable reading, and it's actually found it. So it's found those keywords in there, and so on. So, and that's going back to 27th of January. So what you can do is then just go and answer, you know, whatever questions or whatever you want to search for to help people with. All right, if that makes sense. But that were a brilliant eye opener for me from Jason. So awesome. Thanks so much for that. And yeah, let's see how all these kind of workflows go. And I think one way is like you create your workspace for a particular kind of task. So let's say build a workspace for building opt-in funnels. And then in that workspace, I've got all these little different buttons where it's and ideally in a sequence. So as you're like, okay, let's create sections, click. And what you can do is program it to say open certain things. For instance, on the WordPress blog, which I've got not fully built yet, but it's in the process, I can now just click on one workspace, which takes me to that website, into the admin area, but also I can view the website. Say, for instance, just click on that. How's it looking? Okay, click on the next button for admin area. Okay, I need to create a post. Click another button, and it'll open up the post area. So it'll be so interesting to see how quick things can get done once you've got this kind of workflow. And this is what I've struggled with for so long, and why I kept away from ClickFunnels, because I was trying it, failing, you know. And the teaching in here now is just mega. Catherine, Greg, Jason, awesome, and I'm loving it. So yeah, I've got to produce things now, and it'll be good. I'm going to put little videos where I'm going to have a little timer running in the background and just explain what I'm doing, click, 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 and show the actual hardware and software which I'm using. So as you can see, I'm pressing the Loupedeck buttons, which is, oh, I'm going to leave that. I don't want to move it, but let's move it down here. I'll move the camera down. So there's my little Loupedeck, and there's a little Barnum. Oh, there's Krillin and Dragon Ball. And so, yeah. And this led me to the other thing as well, is that setting up your webcams and so on. Oh, man. So this is behind the scenes. All right. So we've got Blue Yeti mic hooked up to the Mac. This is hooked up to that, which is linked up to the Mac. So I can put it on this table here. All right. So just a little background on. This is my view. Ta-da! I like this. And we just need to do all that background there and this background and probably green screen it. So there we go. Little video, and that's it. I think that's 11 minutes and 11 seconds. See you all later. Any questions or anything, drop it in the form before. All right. See you later. Bye for now.